It was an F5, so if there was somebody sneaking behind me, I would have seen it. And I would have noticed, hey.
I didn't know what the void room was, but the more I listened, the more I got curious. However, the rest of the conversation was kinda useless.
Dude, you know they're shutting down Skype? That's why I texted you on WhatsApp. Let's build the AFK WhatsApp farm.
Yeah, that's it.
On day 6, I wanted to move the base way farther out. I also didn't want to feel like I was just living in a cave, so I started decorating to make it more basey. On day 7, I started brewing a new batch of potions because on day 8, I wanted to follow Squiddo to see where she spent her time. I noticed that they added some new things, and I saw Ash's name tag behind the lava. I would have to explore that later though, because I saw that they might have spotted my peeky hole. Luckily, my stone strat seems to stop the rest of my base from being found, but I couldn't worry about that now. On day 9, Squiddo finally came back to the base. She immediately went through the sugarcane door, but I couldn't follow yet. Once she couldn't hear me, I clicked the button and fell through. I had to sprint to catch up, and I even spammed my spacebar as hard as possible to go even faster. Luckily, I always stayed muted in the voice chat or else they'd hear this. I arrived at the spider farm, and luckily she was still there. I didn't know if she would just run back up, but then she went through the shulker to seemingly another tunnel. I've actually used this trick before, so I knew exactly what to do. Now that I was in, I needed to catch up. This tunnel was extremely long, so I knew it would lead to something good. Then I finally got a glimpse of the room, but when I got closer, I made a mistake. It was a trial chamber, but right at the entrance was a trial chamber vault. These would only open if a player was near, and Squiddo was definitely not close. I still didn't understand what was actually built here, but when Squiddo started coming up, I decided to take cover. Somehow, she didn't notice. But there was no time to waste. I could easily come back later to this room, and I had to see where Squiddo would go next. I checked around the room, and I saw that she went through the same passage as last time. I knew she was down there, but I couldn't wait to see where it led. There she was, inside of a music room. I heard it was common for players on the server to have these types of rooms, but this one was impressive, since it looked like they had every single disc in the game. I continued to rotate around the middle so Squiddo couldn't see my particles. However, in the corner of my screen, I watched her do this. There was another secret behind the